From the trading desk of dailyforex.com, this is Christopher Lewis looking at the Aussie Swiss pair for the upcoming January 10th Forex session. The Aussie Swiss pair is not one that many traders follow. However, I think they're sorely mistaken if they don't, just simply because you have two different currencies here that are on the opposite ends of the spectrum. In this particular currency pair, you have the A dollar, the Aussie dollar, which is very risk on. So what you'll see is on days that the markets are happy, everybody thinks that the world's going to do quite well, we have the Aussie dollar strengthen. And then at the opposite end of the spectrum, we have a bit of a safe haven bid in the Franc. So having said that, this is an interesting chart to follow a lot of times. During the session on Wednesday, you can see that I have on this chart a 200-day EMA. And what I found interesting was we broke out above the recent consolidation area. We hit almost to the tick, the 200-day EMA, and pulled back. As the day is closing, we've got about 45 minutes left, we're forming a shooting star. That's a very bearish sign. So all things being equal, you would think shooting star, 200-day moving average, you'd probably short this pair. The problem is the 200-day moving average is relatively flat. We're going a little bit higher, but it looks like we're going to pull back. It's not enough to get excited about. However, looking at the psychology of this chart, what does it tell us? It tells us that there was a risk-on type of attitude in the markets during the Wednesday session, but it kind of sold off. So the question is going to be what to do about overall trading. Using this as a barometer, a lot of times you can tell where the market wants to go. You can see that it wants to go higher, but there are things that are working against it. The stock market, for example, in the United States at least, has had a couple of bad sessions in a row, and you can see we've just kind of sat there. It looks like we're not quite ready to get overly bullish. And that's what's so interesting about this chart, because while I certainly wouldn't sell this currency pair here, there's just far too much underneath it, it does suggest that I might want to be a little bit cautious when it comes to some other currencies. Now, the Australian dollar against the USR, I think it looks fairly strong, but it doesn't look like it's quite ready to take off yet. And I think that's what we can take from this chart. Now, if we manage to move above the top of the shooting star, should be a risk-on environment. You should start to see gold pick up, the Aussie dollar pick up, obviously, other commodities in general, maybe oil, silver as well. If we see it break down, I will be looking for commodity trades actually at that point in time, and some other currency pairs, for possible short, risk-off type attitudes. Interesting chart. You should always at least look at it every day or so, just to kind of get a feel for how the market may be feeling.